Yo, is this thing on? Is this thing on? We are over here for another episode of Truth Be Told with yours truly, Dr. Bombay, your resident metaphysician. And so, you know how you know how it is. We do these random pop-up lives out of nowhere, no warning, no heads up. I tried to put it on my community wall, couldn't get the link to go over there because I didn't prepare. So I ended up getting caught short. So with that said, let's see. Man, like I said, very random topics on today. Oh, let me see if I can add some music or something here, so you're not just focusing on the sound of my melodious tones. So, what they got? All right. Well, who knows? Anyway, so we up for another one. A lot of things going on topic here. We do have, well, let me just first of all premise this by stating that my commentary is not like any other that maybe you're used to. So if it's not to your liking, you're gonna have to just skip over this channel because there are approximately 673,492,448 other YouTube channels. But I would like to welcome the folks that did come through to support and listen to me ramble and babble for an undetermined amount of time. Welcome to the show. Nobody cares harder, and the babe living life to the fullest. Welcome. Also, at some point in time, I will be including a link to have anybody come up that just want to vent, talk about anything, or that's on your mind, or if you have any queries for the DJ this evening. So, man, right away, all right, this space that we're in, right? Black Tube, that's what I'm going to call it. So when I say Black Tube, I'm encompassing everyone that's on the YouTube itself, the mode here. Now, some people like to divide this thing up into sectors, but I've never really felt the need for that. Oh, pardon me, I'm getting an alert here. So never really felt the need to do so. But with that said, this section here is what we're going to be focusing on this evening. All right, Black Tube. Now, what did I call this title? Something about judging or something like that? Look, check this out. It seems as though this Black YouTube thing, most of the content centers around other content creators who are on Black YouTube and their failures, right? That seems to be the majority and bulk of the content. Now, I just want to start off by saying, man, from what I've learned from just listening on here the last month, there is not one goddamn one of you that's in any moral position to pass judgment, talk about, say anything about anybody else on here. Can we get that out the way off the top? But for some reason, most of your content centers around talking about the next person. Now, you're going to have these so-called fake pseudo-intellectuals come on here and say, aren't you doing the same thing? No. There's a difference between making an observation and speaking about it versus passing judgment, which is why I tend to not want to mention names and make things personal. These are just my observations. You might share the same thing, but I understand some of the chat rooms that you go in and the places you frequent here on BlackTube, you're not allowed to express your opinion because it doesn't go along with the status quo or what the herd is doing, and you will be ostracized, blocked, cast out, thrown aside, run amok, led astray, bamboozled, hoodwinked, or been had and took, right up out of the chat room. So you come here because you want to hear the other side of the story. So we've learned no one here can judge with a clean. First of all, let's talk about that. There's really no reason to judge. It doesn't serve a purpose. It doesn't make you, your judgment of somebody else does not make them what you say they are. It just makes you a person that has to judge. And I've spoke about this in the past, the reason why A lot of people, their content centers around the whole judgment piece is because they have insecurities within themselves. And as we found out and will continue to find out that the over judgmental ones, the ones with the content to be rating, putting down, exposing, doxing, and all the rest of the bullshit, usually there are several bones in that closet that is waiting to fall out, and it usually does. The question I like to ask, when you're putting out these messages, we already know, I already covered the whole piece. It's about, some cash apps and things like that. It excites people. People love to see the carnage. You feel like you're doing a service. But then I always question, at what point is it no longer you're doing a service, or you people like to say you're trolling, entertaining. Some of you have even claimed to be comedians, and things like that. But then there's often children that are involved. Welcome, a brother of a certain age, and D Darrell. You didn't finish that last semester. D Darrell Life Solutions. Welcome to the set. So y'all know me, I lose my train of thought quick. So basically, it just comes down to the whole judgment piece. I know why. I like to pride myself on one thing, and that is knowing why things are the way they are, which is why I'm kind of non-reactionary. Even when things are done to me, I usually don't clap back or retaliate, because I have a tendency to try to use my insight to understand why you're perpetrating things the way that you are. And again, there's some things in our own lives that are not where we want to be. We don't like ourselves. Welcome, LV. We don't like ourselves. We got things in our lives, pains on our soul, or whatever it is that's going on. And when you come here, wow, voila, it's like all your problems disappear. You got 50 or 60 people that will sit around and rock with you, as you say, supporting everything you say, hanging on every word, right? So you feel like what you're doing is somehow in the right because you got the majority rocking with you on here. Now, if you feel gratified because your imaginary friends are giving you support in the F shit that you're doing, then by all means, right? But just know at some point in time, it could come to the time where you're in the hot seat and your ass is getting exposed and hanging out in the wind. Now, usually when that happens, it's usually because you've attacked other people and they got at you or got into you somehow, and they managed to set your information out. And then you want to go on an explaining tour and break down why your crime is not the same as the next person's crime, right? But what we have learned is that most of us here are pieces of shit when we pull back the curtain. And I guess, you might want to call it trolling or whatever you want to reason you want to lay on for why you do what you do. Now, hey, Carla Martin, I'm not here to tell you to stop. See, I've been accused of that. Matter of fact, during one of my public floggings, I was told that I'm always telling you people what to do, and he's preaching to us, and he's always trying to tell us what we should be doing. He repeat the same shit over and over again, and he just check this out. I say this, I'm gonna say this on every live till it sticks, so it's recorded. I ain't told you Negroes what to do since early 2021. And what I told you to do had nothing to do with your personal tore up ass life or effed up childhood. I said, put some balance into the content because it's going to run out. Think about it. You got about 30 or 40 people that belong to a section of BlackTube. If the content centers around exposing each other, constantly tearing each other down, berating each other, destroying each other to the point of loss of job, loss of finance, loss of family, reputation, health, and sometimes in your cases, mental health, then what the hell are you going to do when nobody's left? That was my whole point with your dumb ass. I said, balance the shit out. Do something else. Now, you'll see there are certain people in this room, as we sit here, they do other things. That's why they're here listening. A brother of a certain age, you're going to get a good lecture, a sermon, or you're going to get some interesting topics to speak about. LV is constantly putting on shows, contests, debates, all kind of things. Brother D Darrell has a channel that's purely educational. He also has music uploads that he does as well. And then sometimes you get a good live show like the 6-hour marathon on yesterday that he gave. It was very entertaining indeed. So there are some of us who feel like and myself, I have dozens of musical uploads. I like to do things like that. So, but see what happens is, and you all know, when you allow these people, right, they come in, they're hiding in shadow, they're moving in dark alleyways, you can't see them, you don't know their name, you don't know where they're from, you don't know what they look like, you don't know anything. They get to come in and pull the strings to all the people that are exposed, all the people that have their business on Front Street, and they basically just wreak havoc, right? Now, like any other chat room you go into, they're going to get support, 40 or 50 people. Why? Because think about it. If I'm a bum ass dude with nothing going on in real life, right? And I'm hanging with a bunch of other derelicts and bums who are damn near homeless, and we get to take down one of you that happen to have a career, your own home, your own business, you're educated, and we get to break your ass all the way down, expose you, and find some fatal flaw that you got in your life. Guess what? All of the bums is going to cheer that on. Oh yeah, just keep going. Oh yeah, because they all resonate, at that certain level. So that's why the dynamic takes place. You had people like me shouting it out saying, I saw the writing on the wall back in 2020. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna keep saying that on every live too. So by all means, please go back to your channel and talk about how repetitious I am when you do the same live every goddamn day over and over. See, the thing is, instead of talking about what I'm doing, produce something of the same kind or better. That's what I say. Instead of being reactionary to something somebody said or reacting their opinion, then you got to run back to your channel and talk to your 50 imaginary ass friends so they can support you and give you this pseudo strength or something. I don't know what that's about. I see the shit. I'm not no therapist. I'm not trained in that. But Ray Charles can see that a mile away. That's the dynamic. But see, like I said, it's all about groupthink. You believe because it's so many of you doing it, somehow it's right or correct or all wise and exact or the fact, when it's not. Y'all love to yell the word facts behind you. Everything you say, facts. The shit ain't facts. Speaking of which, I done segue, but I like where I'm going. Let's talk about facts. Now, I don't think people on here really know what facts are, okay? Now, I like to use myself as an example. If somebody puts up a paragraph on a screen, let's say from an email that I wrote, right? There's no name on the email. You don't know who it's about, but the person tells you, oh, he was talking about you. Is that a fact or isn't it a fact? Let me help you. It's not a fact, okay? Now, if you hate my guts, you don't like what I say, I wrote some song that pissed you off because it just happened to resonate with something going on in your life and you really secretly hating me behind the scenes, then you're going to take that shit and run with it and do a whole live story about it and talk about how you got this fact and it's a receipt and all of this. Now, let's talk about what's really facts. Facts are court documents with your name on it and all of your goddamn criminal charges. Those are a fact. But see, it doesn't matter here because when you present something like that from a court document, certified judge in a city, municipality, wherever it is, people will say, well, how do you know? How do you know that the person was assaulted? You wasn't there. Or you get dumbasses. Why do you care about it? And then when you say, okay, no problem, let me bring you a video, which by the way, with your image on it or your voice is another fact. Right? Then they say, oh, well, you got me now. You got a video representation. Oh, shit. Well, you know what? Well, even if you are right, who cares anyway? I don't care. We don't care. See, you say you don't care, right? That's the end. You've lost the argument. The real receipts, the real facts, the real truths are there, and you choose to ignore them and say, well, I simply don't care. But then on the same token, all of your black asses will flip the script. And how about, okay, let's say somebody else does something next week. Oh, you're threatening the community. You're not on code. You're not this. Oh, this the community. We need to stick together. Question: 2 weeks ago, why wasn't we sticking together when the criminal was in the hot seat? When the R-worder was in the hot seat, when the unaliver was in the hot seat? We just going to ignore and negate all of that. Then you want to drag out the black community, quote unquote, like some political football to say, oh, well, you're not, you're whatever. And I like this other word too. You all like to say, if I report your goofy ass to YouTube because you put my kids in some bullshit on screen, you want to say, I'm running to the white man. The white man's paperwork, the white man's university, you could label that on anything and say, well, hell, your ass is driving the Chinese man car. And what? Taxed by the white man. See, these are straw man arguments. They're not based in logic. But if you came here in this particular thing called Black Tube, looking for logic, facts, all these things, you're not going to find it. What you are going to find, you're going to find a lot of lowlifes and derelicts that are out here hustling and humming and bumming for some cash apps, and they will do anything. They will lie, cheat, or steal, to prove a point. So like I said, you don't know a fact if it slapped you in the face. I heard a lot of facts in the last 3 weeks. Audio, video, testimonials, everything, and y'all will still try to lie. Let me tell you something. First of all, stop fucking with people, okay, and their personal lives. Stop that dumb shit. It ain't work. That ain't all money ain't good money, right? So when the facts about you come out, right, and I swear to God, I will send somebody $100 cash app for the next person that gets busted, put on display, and you straight up say, you know what, you got me. I messed up. There was some messed up stuff in my life. I'm owning up to this. I'm taking responsibility. Do you know that's what the adult thing to do? But the problem is your ego tells you that you give a F about what these people on here think so much. You love these people so much that you got to protect this fake ass image. It's not even your real name, unless you're Carla Martin or D. Durrell. It's not even your real name on here, but you love that thing so much. You will lie, cheat, or steal to protect that. To preserve that image. Well, maybe it's not the image. Maybe it's because you done did so much dumb shit and goofy shit to other people that you feel the need now that you done got caught with your drawers down, you got to defend at any cost, and then your little minions will come along and defend it as well. Well, Durrell he did have a gun in his hand on the video. All the shells was on the ground next to the bloody body, but see, I'm just saying though, maybe he was cleaning his gun. Maybe he ain't mean to shoot them 4 people. I know it was a revolver, but the thing must have got stuck. And y'all say anything. Now I ain't gonna make this personal, even though some personal shit was done about me. And again, like I told you, there's no need to retaliate. Why? Cause I don't live for the image here. Dr. Bombay ain't a real person. So ain't no need for me to come on here and verse you and go back and forth. Going back and forth with you ain't gonna do nothing but make you money. It ain't gonna make me no money. It's just gonna waste a bunch of my goddamn time. So go ahead and do your live, make me the content, say what you gotta say. I tell all of y'all, roll the same way. Y'all got businesses to run, y'all got relationships, y'all got kids, y'all trying to figure out, get the grants for their tuition. Y'all got too much going on to be worrying about what these goofy ass people on here say. Telling you how you messed up in your family, how you messed up as a father. They ain't birthed, pushed out, not one labor pain, not a child support payment, ain't had no kids. And they gonna tell you how you messed up as a parent? And you can go ahead with that goofy shit. How? How, Sway? You ain't standing on nothing, but it's like, I'm telling you. So let them have the back and forth. Now, if you want to come on here, you got 15 minutes in traffic on your way to your successful business, on your way to pick up your beautiful wife or your handsome husband, then by all means, sign in and go live and give us 20 minutes of some of that good while you in traffic so we can all laugh. Humility. Yeah, humility. But like I said, see, the thing is, but I'm here. What do you say? No kids, no anything. No kid. Exactly. No nothing. But see, Durrell, that's the secret in the sauce. That's a life of emptiness. These people will tell you, I'm alone. I'm happy. I'm satisfied being this way. I like being this way. I like being me. But everything out their mouth is an attack on somebody else. Don't you get it? A man sitting around living in his daddy's basement talking about he's content, but then everything on he trying to mac everything on every broad on here. He trying to, what's up, Quentin? What's up, Shawty? What's up? Yo, that's not content. Bro, just come on out with it, man. Shit, I'm looking. Tell him you looking. You know, sister. Nah, ain't that, trust me, y'all. I remember a time in my life having money, being single, yo, and some of them Saturday nights when wasn't nothing going on, wasn't nothing, no date. I got a car, nowhere to go. Bruh, that, yo, ain't no, I'm gonna tell you something. Y'all can say what you want. Look, it ain't nothing wrong with being single. You know what I'm saying? But yo, given the choice though, are you really want to retire that way? Yo, ain't nobody trying to be by themselves, man. Now, that don't mean also don't run out here to throw yourself in anything. That's the flip side of it. Some of you can't be alone. I'm going to tell you something. It's an art to being single. You know what I'm saying? I learned that from my mama. You know, she's like, I'm paying all my bills. Don't really need nobody here unless you can give some good conversation. So anyway, but all I'm saying all this to say that there's something about you, everybody behind the scenes. We don't never talk about that though. There ain't never a person that come up on here. Every last one of you, I'm big and bad. I got money. I make $1 million a year. I got these cars. My people love me. I got this. My kids are all flawless and perfect. Yo, that's delusion. Look, if you got kids, look, y'all, I'm tell you something. If you got more than 2 kids, you know what I'm saying? They ain't all gonna turn out the same. It don't matter. And I'm gonna tell you something, it don't matter how good of a parent you are. They're gonna make mistakes, things are gonna happen. That's life. I'm just saying, can't we all adults on here, can't we just have this real conversation? Is this what y'all mean when y'all call me, keep saying I'm the voice of reason, and every time I do something that's out of character, y'all want to slap me back in and say, we look to you for the voice of reason. You know, I heard that at least 50 times. Like every time I do something that's risque, they always say, man, I can't believe you did that. You're supposed to be. If I'm the voice of reason, where's all the support? Like when I do videos, you don't see 60 or 70 people sitting up in the chat when I'm on the main channel. You know what I mean? So I think what I believe you secretly listen to me behind the scenes. There are people that openly come here and support. I think you secretly listen to me behind the scenes and you don't want to seem uncool, so you don't say nothing, or you're in the clouds just peeping. I don't come on this channel much, so anybody that feel like, just share this out, you know what I mean? Because I didn't get a chance to bang it on the main channel, and I know I'm gonna get comments say, damn, I missed this, you know. But this is where I do the lives at over here. I don't want to mess up the TMK channel. That's just music. But I know secretly everybody on here got feelings and truths that they don't want to reveal. A lot of times we end up trying to drag your truth out of you. But I want you to know, I see you. You understand? Like I said, you got a glass forehead. I'm a big old bottle of Windex. I see you. I know what's going on. You know, I don't come on here and talk about it. You know, I don't want to, because again, that's not my style to be insulting people. You know what I mean? Insulting you or whatever. I've had conversations on here where I try to sit on forums and panels and it didn't go right. Y'all know the minute I start talking about the positive side of black men, here comes some black woman. Oh, you know, black men ain't shit. Oh, y'all that's a lie. That's this, that's Yo, check this out. Then now if I cuss your ass all the way smooth out, you gonna say I'm hyper aggressive. Black men are dangerous. Oh my God, I fear for my life. Now, if I say nothing and just step off the panel and walk away, you gonna say I'm fragile. Check this out. Let me tell you something about a real black man. Real black man don't want to argue with your stupid ass. Period. Don't want to argue with no black woman about a goddamn thing. Don't nobody want to do that. Don't nobody see, that's the problem. I remember back way decades ago going on dates. I'm gonna tell you something. You know what used to kill it? If I sit on that first date with you and you start talking about your baby daddy and he crazy and all these problems and bullshit, that's the last date. And I used to say that to the ladies too. When he come out with all this, his baby mama crazy and all this other stupid, Yo, don't listen to that. That's somebody that's wallowing in their pain. Yo, and you can't, man, I don't care how nice you be, you can't cure that pain. They gonna be carrying that. And it's a lot of people here in their late 30s, 40s, and 50s and still carrying pain. And y'all don't want to talk about that. Y'all don't want to deal with that. So you raised your kids, some things didn't go right. Your son don't like you. I don't know why. You know what I mean? Something went wrong. Maybe you were showing favor to the youngest kid and he just, yo, stuff like that happens. Look at your middle child. I was a middle child. Trust me. All us middle children are screwed up. You know, it ain't nothing we do is ever good enough. We get blamed for everything. The oldest child gets all the freedom and everything. The youngest child can't do no wrong, even though they burned the house down. I mean, you know, you got to be careful when you out here parenting. It's hard. Look, I told y'all, man, I said, I'm going to treat all my kids the same. I ain't going to treat none of them differently. I told y'all that in the past. What happened? Baby girl come. The last one. Surprise. Bruh, I broke every goddamn rule in the book. Still breaking them to this day, and will continue to break the rules because it's not reality. You're gonna be imbalanced as a parent. You know, y'all talked to Darrell about that. That's his thing. He know all about that. So check this out, man. Owning up to your past mistakes, you know. So what? Okay, you did some crimes. Okay, you failed as a parent in some degree, right? And what did I say to y'all? Now, failed as a parent is this. If your child is over 18, over 21, out in the world, whatever happens, happens. Not really your fault. You know, unless, of course, your child experienced some serious trauma. Maybe there was some abuse and you just kind of looked the other way. I don't know. But your child will let you know. They will talk to you. And they probably, a lot of times they do talk. They tell you, Mom, that's messed up. Why he get to do this and such and such. Look, when your kids are grown adults, that's on them. That ain't on you. I'm talking about when you're raising them. You know, ladies, I seen some things in my own eyes. I had friends that came up in, why is your man eating steak and your kids eating tuna and ramen? Why does your man have all the good cereals and your kids is eating the rice puffs, the ones with no sugar on it that come in the bag? Man, I used to see that. I used to be like, oh my God. One of my homegirls ended up in family court and the judge said, what do you eat for dinner every night? And she broke it down. Of course, 30 years later, her big head mama want to apologize. But sometimes stuff like that happens. Y'all, you know, you might be loving a man so much you neglecting your own kids. You know, it goes down. But hey, look, check this out. So what? You made mistakes. You messed up. Step number one in being an adult is owning up to your past. Hey, especially if you get exposed, just own up. Yeah, man, that's kind of messed up. Man, let that image go. That ego shit is you want to be Superman and Superwoman. Yo, so what? Let it go. You got me. And then see, the thing is, I'm gonna tell y'all a secret. I don't want to keep talking about Black YouTube, but I'm gonna tell y'all a secret. Do you know why when you get exposed, why so many people be celebrating your ass, falling and just chewing you up and doing 18 shows about your goofy self? Do you know why? Because you made your lifelong career of dogging other people, exposing other people, creating narratives, lying on people. You made a whole life out of it. So now they're enjoying watching you tumble. Right? That's it. Now with me, sometimes it's a case where you just honest and truthful and people hate your guts. I think I might fall into that category sometimes. But that's the reason why. The biggest thing is, hey, look, I messed up. I'm trying to do better. I'm in rehab. I'm in anger management. I joined the church. I'm on the youth. I'm a youth minister. Whatever. You really ain't got to prove nothing to us, but you love it here so much, and these people are your family. They mean so much to you. Then I'm just telling you, maybe this is what you want to say. Tell us how you doing now. Now, if you still out here into the petty crimes and the bullshit, and you and your son got to cuss each other out at the top of your lungs, and he 38 years old, I don't know what to tell you. It might be some counseling in order for that. You know? So anyway, behind these troll masks is a whole bunch of sadness and pain. That's all I'm telling you. I'm trolling. Yo, you ain't trolling. You out here y'all dragging people, kids. Y'all got it. Man, that's not trolling. You offline, you calling my job. That's not trolling. That's you got severe. Yo, think about it. I've heard a lot of people say, why don't you just leave me alone? Leave me alone. Why you bought? Hey, can I ask a question? What the hell forces you to go to their channel and pay a ransom, a tariff, or just keep campaigning every day for somebody to leave you alone? How about you just don't look at their ass? Turn this shit up. Go to the gardening sector. Go to the trucking. Yo, it is what I say, 600 million channels. But for some reason, you magnetize to the one that you can't stand the most. See, that's that victim shit. You gotta be a victim. Man, it's fools walking around right now, still shit from 4 years ago. Still, hey, you did this one time. That's the formula. Oh, you offended me 5 years ago. But brother, I said I apologize about that. Sister, I apologize. Well, you was hanging with other people that offended me too. You know what, man, miss me with all that shit. Why? Okay, if everybody is so self-righteous and so angelic, why are you here in this cesspool every day? Now, let me answer the question first, because I like to be the first one in line. I'm here for entertainment. I'm here because some of y'all is actually funny. Some of y'all you have very thought-provoking stuff, and then some of you are deep within your pain and very hurt. And it really does sadden me, just to hear a lot of it. But it is what it is, man. You messed up. Let's get back, own the shit you did, and move on. But like I said, it's the hypocrisy. It's you spent your whole life in the F shit. Now you looking crazy. Just be like, y'all got me, and fall back and humble yourself. As the brother said earlier, humility, or whatchamacallit. All right, moving right along, man. Just wanted to say something here real quick. The black man is God. The black man is God. Hey, how many of y'all cringe? Any ladies, y'all cringe when I say that? Because you thought about your baby daddy? Nah, he is truly. The image you see on TV and the media, all the negative bullshit they always pump out. I don't know what that is, but that ain't the majority of us. Because I noticed that too. I say, damn, why is everything so negative? Everything I see is always negative image. But every black man I know don't fall into that category. And F what you heard, I'm going to say this again. We are the most involved men with our children than anybody else. And that includes Brad. Brad will send over the check. Brad will pay for the boarding school. He will do everything out, buy the four-wheelers, dirt bikes, all that shit. But guess what he ain't doing? No quality time. No quality time. The broke brother, he going to show up. Even with the restraining order, he going to try to sneak over his mama house to see his baby. It is what it is. Disagree to disagree. But when you disagree, ask yourself, why do you disagree? Why do you disagree? Some CCs, content creators, ain't worth my time. I move around and mix what I like. Oh, man. Oh, he said, eating all the baby fruit snacks. No doubt. Yo, I swear to God. You done smoked all that weed. Now you done ate all the fruit roll-ups. Baby ain't got nothing to put in the lunch tomorrow morning. Your ass, black ass, been living there, going with their mama for 4 years. They still calling you Mr. Tony. Still walking around in your drawers, drinking out the Kool-Aid jug. Putting your name on shit. Talking about, don't eat my scrimp. Yo, for real. Ladies, you know what? He there because you let him be there. Bottom line. All right. So, man, social media by itself, huge distraction. It's a haven for those who have nothing else to do. Talking shit for a living is not a career. But yeah, hey, look, shout out to the ones that can talk cold cash shit about absolutely nothing and have 300 people in the chat listening. Yo, I always wondered, like, man, I don't know. Sometimes I try to tune in. I just don't get nothing out of it. Yesterday, that was an interesting discussion. I got something out of that, the lives that went on. But those lives where it's just like, I'ma drag you, you came for me, I'ma come for you, you did this, I'ma did that, you did this, and such and such. Some of y'all tried hats off to those of you that tried to have an actual excursion and hook up with each other and go hang out. And I heard one of the brothers here he said, yeah, watch the fallout. They all out there now, ain't no cameras on, but watch when they get back, they gonna be dogging each other, tearing each other up. He wasn't lying, because there is always the aftermath. That's why I say, hey, fellas, if you're going to travel with men, travel with real men, have all of your affairs in order, your rooms, your flights, everything else. and no goddamn cameras at the party. Fellas, we playing poker. Don't have your damn phone out. Don't be filming nothing. That breaks man code. Ain't nothing need to be getting back. Don't nothing need to goddamn be recorded. You understand? Bottom line. So, hey, shout out to you. If you got 300 in the chat and you talking cold cash shit all day, not of no substance, and you are getting paid, continue to do so. I'm not here to tell you to stop. Understand though, it's not everlasting. You gotta give something new. Especially me. If I give up $1, that means you must have really impressed me. You know. But anyway, man, I just came on here, real quick. I dropped the link for anybody want to come through. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about, say what you want to say. In line. I know I went off on a bit of a tangent with some things. I don't know if there's a game. Wait a minute, is it a game on tonight? If it is, I picked a fine time to go to do this live thing. Not that I care. I don't watch sports anyway, so I don't know. Bunch of millionaires having fun. Shit, I want to be on the field too. Getting paid. I don't know. I like some of it, but usually just playoff games. I don't have a lot of time. Wow, yeah, this isn't the channel I usually go on. Not a lot over here. I'm going to figure out some way to advertise this, because this is why I like to come and talk to all of you and speak. Now, I do know a lot of y'all like to deal in the names and stuff. Look, if you come up, I ain't got no problem. You can say whatever name you want. I'm not really here to make it personal. And if you know, like I know, if y'all really want to troll somebody and piss them off, talk about them and don't say their name. Just go head on and break it down. Welcome to the stage. It is a brother of another color. I keep calling him another color. I keep messing that up. A brother of a certain age. He's so proud, y'all. 1973.
You know what I mean?
So proud. We was out playing Army. I remember I was playing Army and stuff. We tying each other up and we was collecting mulberries. My man Uncle made some wine. All that type stuff. Good times.
Yes,
Matter of fact, Good Times premiered that year. That's right. Getting Up the Rent. First episode, February 6th, 1973. 74, y'all. But anyway, why do I know that?
Ironically, Tubi has that playing. So you could watch from season 1 Tubi is a free app. Not that I want to promote them, but they have Good Times playing. I think the first few seasons.
Yeah,
so you can watch from episode 1.
I got all the DVDs. I'm gonna tell you something. Those are classic shows. I could watch any Sanford and Son, any Good Times, any Archie Bunker, any Jeffersons, and every time it's like all new to me. It's funny. It's true. It's before we got all woke and sensitive in this country, And I love Good Times and. I love Thelma.
You know what? I was about to say something, but let me just ponder upon that for a minute. Thelma. Okay, yeah. All right. So, ironically, I was saying to somebody the other day, I didn't realize Michael was militant from the very first episode. Like by episode 3, he was getting in trouble for I forgot what it was. He was getting in trouble for challenging a teacher. So
yeah, Miss Danvers. He didn't want to stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance or something.
It might have been before that. It was you know what, I don't remember, but
no, he didn't want to say the George Washington report. He said he was a white racist.
That's what it was.
Said, how you going to insult the father of the country? But boy, it shows. You know what though? I tell people you can look at a show like Good Times. I say black people were conservatives in this country since day one. Like true conservative values. I mean, look at that show. It's like, I mean, come on, y'all. I told y'all, if James would have ignored Florida ass, they'd have been out of the ghetto by the end of season 1. They'd have been done. One day I sat down and calculated the amount of money. Matter of fact, I put it on a Facebook post because we was talking about I said Florida Evans was the real criminal on the show. It should have been executed. And I sit there and I put up a post where it talks about every time she thwarted a plot and how much money they would have had. Yo, it was somewhere in the neighborhood of like, it had to be like $320,000. I'm talking about from JJ running the rackets to James with the $500 a week in Alaska Pipeline to $700 a week working with the Reverend. I'm telling you, it's so much money. And I think to me that part of the show was a bit over exaggerated. Cause let's be real, yo. Let's be real. Hey, bro, I don't know. You talked about how you grew up. I don't know what level of poverty you was at. I know some people, I know about syrup sandwiches and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. And let me tell you something. If my dad would have came home with $29,000 in a brown paper bag, bruh, my mother wouldn't have been telling him give it back. I was just gonna say that.
Well, so the level of poverty, I've been homeless twice.
Ooh, yeah.
One time homeless shelter, other time a YMCA. But my father did, but before he left, he did have like a little illegal, he used to come home with the plastic garbage bag with the money in there and all that good stuff. So, oh yeah, there wasn't that
Wow.
moral high authority. It was like, okay, you bringing some money in, okay, we could use that type of thing. That's the only thing, like you said, it was a little bit over exaggerated, where Florida was just like, she wasn't taking anything. It was almost
Yeah.
like a repeat of the Honeymooners, where the husband was kind of just always falling into something and he had to be corrected by the wife. But that's neither here or there.
Yeah, I feel you. Hey, yeah, the shelters. That's deep. See, I'm gonna tell you something. That builds character and life experience. I tell y'all never had sleep for dinner. Yeah, you ain't lived.
Powder.
And you know what? And when our kids are coming up, we like, well, you better eat that. You better eat everything on the plate. We're trying. We overcompensated, but yeah, man. He said, Speak says mayonnaise sandwiches. I
Yeah,
heard of.
for
I've
sure.
seen those.
For sure.
I with some black pepper.
I
We
done
had whole cakes, no pancake mix left. We had the whole cakes. You put them
Mhm.
in the oven like a pancake, but it's thick and heavy.
And you knew when the numbers hit, because my mom used to go to the Hostess Twinkie factory and bring home all them apple pies, cherry pies, blueberry pies, all those pies, or we get pizza on a Friday. So you knew the numbers hit. It was a
Yup.
good week.
That T19.
But it was normal, so you didn't know that was poverty until you got well out of it. I didn't know what that was.
Because everybody in the neighborhood was the same.
Yeah.
So we didn't, you couldn't tell. But I mean, shit, life was good. You know what I mean? Like, it was every Christmas, every Easter, everything was off the hook, because mom had something called layaway.
Yeah.
So I always had all the school clothes. I to this day I honor that woman. I don't know how she did it, but she did it. She made it work. She did what she could do. There's only a couple times it got extremely like, oh, whew. You wake up and the oil ran out from the heat. And you wake up and it's like 22 degrees and your mom like,
as hell.
don't go to school today. I get paid today. The old man coming by this evening. So when you have a warm house, those are things you just learn to appreciate.
Cold water, yeah, the cold water, or the lights go out for probably like the end of the night, maybe a day or two until they get squared away, make arrangements with, you heard all these terms as a kid, like, oh, I made arrangements with it, but you didn't understand what it was. And plus you never really ran out of stuff for the house, because the corner store would let your mom put that little ledger. He had the little ledger there,
credit,
let you get food, and she square up with them, at the end of the week. So even though you was poor, like, I didn't realize that I didn't have money until I started getting bused to pretty much a predominantly white Catholic school, probably about a half hour, 45 minutes away from my home. And to see them, I got invited to pool parties and all that kind of stuff. That's when I was like, oh, this is something different over here. Or they had them clothes drives, maybe giving me clothes to take home. That's when I noticed it. But as long as I wasn't exposed to anything outside of it, I didn't notice that. We had a good time. Good times was literally what we was having.
I used to see I would see the TV shows like Brady Bunch and all those shows based in California, and I used to believe, I said, man, that must be a wonderland living out there. Like, it's sunny all the time. Everything is just so great. But of course, visiting dad's people and actually seeing LA, you see the palm trees and then you like gangs, so I'm like, this ain't Brady Bunch. But we were very sheltered. We were kept from a lot of things, as kids. The parents protected. Every image was everything. They could be in straight up depressions, but you would never know. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them that held it down, that made us, again, we didn't have to have, now our generation, something completely different. we thought over spoiling our children, and I think a lot of us at Gen X have kind of overcompensated. Some of us, like, well, I didn't have a lot, so you're going to get a ton. And I think a lot of times the kids don't know how to appreciate it or don't know how to work for things. But I didn't raise mine like that. So at first it was like, I started to get a little happy. I'm saying, all right, we don't want to spoil them. So
yeah.
Anyway, so a lot going on.
Yes, sir.
On BlackTube, lot going on. He said the Brady Bunch and mentioned Crenshaw and Slauson.
Yeah, that wasn't the Brady Bunch. I didn't find out about all of that until like Ice-T and Too Short and NWA. I didn't find out that California wasn't all palm trees until I started hearing their music.
Yeah, and that's another thing. The music connected the coast, and it connected all of us. It connected all of us because it gave us a glimpse, those who didn't know, a glimpse into how life was in other places.
Yeah.
I got lucky enough, to see some of it. Didn't go a lot of places as a child. Come on, we talking about vacations and traveling, Come on, y'all. We talk mayonnaise sandwich. You ain't going to Disneyland. I'm just letting you know. Even visiting LA, there was no Disneyland. It's like, okay, I got a Mickey Mouse watch for Christmas. That's about it.
Right.
I got in the summers, I got to walk down Bradfield, Saunders, and walk the Soul Train line with the boys in Luders Park. Walk through the Soul Train and get socked up. You know what I'm saying? But hey, wouldn't trade none of it for nothing. I told a couple people I'm cool with on here about how my brother would always go to different neighborhoods and start shit and then run, and then I would get stretched out, socked up, packed out, because I would get caught. Because I was little, I ran slow, but it toughens you up. But that wasn't with all that. So that let me know right there, I ain't with this life.
Listen, I was, because, before I started getting chased home, we used to play like Killer Carrier and all of that, Red Rover and all that. So I had my juking game was nice. So when they started chasing me home from school, man, they was not catching me. I was running, juking, jumping over the fence, spinning out. I was getting home without getting touched. Maybe a scratch or maybe somebody grabbed me a little bit, ripped my shirt, but they wasn't catching me, man. I don't know how they caught you, but they was not catching me.
I would fall, I would trip and fall. and I remember but sometimes I get a pass. Like I remember one time I was running and I tripped because I ain't know how to tie my shoes that good, and I scraped my knuckles up. And then the dudes was like, they was like, yo, little homie, what you doing? I'm like, they said, yo, I said, that wasn't me. It wasn't me. And they like, who is that? I said, that's my brother. They's like, your brother left you? They said, man, that dude cold. Yo, he cold. He said, go ahead, homie. Go ahead, little homie.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I come home scratched up. And then my father, what you run home for? Yeah. I was like, Dad, it was like 4 of them. So I said, they was 14 and 15. He said, pick up a 2x4, bust him in the head, bust the biggest one. Man, I looked at him, I said, yo, that's your thing, man. I'm like 8, 9 years old. I ain't fighting no 4. Now, I just couldn't understand that logic. And I always joke about that. But for some reason, it was always a 2x4 somewhere in the neighborhood laying around. I don't know why we had a lot of lumber in the ghetto. Sticks. We had lumber.
Crates. It's all kind of nice.
We used to build shit. We used to build the go-karts, build the scooters, take like a pair of Street King number 9s, a 2x4, nail the skate to each end, nail the milk crate. Yup. And then take the crate, make it into a hoop. So if anything, we were engineers, mechanical engineers, but that whole 2x4 and now I understand if you corner, I'm like that. And nobody's thinking, man, I'm thinking like survival. You talking about go back out there, fight. Yeah, my brothers did a fight like crowd. He taught them how to fight guerrilla warfare, like how to fight multiple people.
Yeah.
I said, bro, I wasn't with all that. They'll be running home like no punk. I'm like, Dad, 14 going to 1, a lot of 4 going to 1, a lot of goddamn time. I'm sitting here lumped up, and now I got to get a lecture on top of that. So, I'll make it. But if you run 1-on-1, he gonna make you go back outside and fight you while you kick his ass while I kick your ass. And that was the rule on that.
I told a story a couple of days ago. My mother said, "Sharpen your pencils. If somebody
Yeah,
want to fight you one on one, you fight them. But if they want to jump you, you get to stabbing." Her exact words: "You get to stabbing their mother ass, and they'll leave you alone after that." And
yeah,
you know, she knew that if I kept running home, that was going to be my life for a couple of years. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, kids are cruel, and if they see that, well, you know what, people are cruel, because I know humans kind of do this. I mean, adults do the same thing. If they see like a weakness, man, and they can attack it, they're gonna go in and definitely your walk. And I didn't live that far from my school, so your walk home is gonna be hell every day. So, but she definitely was like, "Nah, you not gonna be. My son ain't gonna be running home every day. That's not
yep.
gonna happen."
Because usually your bully is a punk.
Yeah,
Usually, that's why he's a bully.
yeah,
And but see, you didn't know that. All we know is it's terrifying. This guy bigger than me. He a fat boy, wider than me. But the thing is, if I would have knew then what I know now, I would have went on the offensive. I'm like, yo, just walk in the classroom and light his ass up.
hit him.
You know what I mean? Just try to beat the hell up, beat the brakes off him, roll the desk on him, and start kicking the shit. You gonna get suspended, but when you get home, like, Mom, I had to handle that. Now, of
Yeah,
course, my mother, she would probably come up to school, put the whole show on. Why you ain't telling an adult? Why does every adult say that when they know damn well you can't snitch?
yeah,
Like,
you
come on, man.
can.
Our snitch is gonna be 5 times worse, and y'all ain't gonna be there. So I just bombed on his ass. I had to sit home for 5 days, watch cartoons or something. But
Yeah, my mom,
never.
once she gave me the permission, like, don't let nobody hit you, then I was okay. But before then, I was like worried more about her, and then it became, well, either you fight them, or when you get home, you go fight me.
Yup. Hey, you
Yeah.
can't run. You can't. It's and you know what though? It's funny. I look at it now. Of course, I used to always be like, why is the world this way? But that's just the way the world is. It's like everywhere in nature. It's the same thing. You're gonna have the pecking order. You're gonna have you're gonna have at some point you're gonna have to fight. You know,
Yeah,
it's gonna happen. You know, you're gonna carry that through your whole life.
yeah, for
You
sure.
know, so it's shit. And that whole, especially nowadays with these kids out here getting bullied, they a lot of them. And I don't y'all. I hate when people talk about this. They soft. They soft. No, they're a different breed. Actually, some of them are soft, and but I don't want to say they soft because
Yeah,
they unalive themselves.
right.
But it comes down. We went from having you had in your whole school district and neighborhood, you might have had 2 bullies, but these kids got 400 of them, and they all on social media.
Right.
I saw the one where this little girl, man, rest up her sweet soul, man. She took her own existence, and then these kids posted online like mounds of dirt talking about this where Gabriella sleeping the night, she taking the
Yes,
dirt and that. Let me tell you something, man. If
that's
your kid,
tough.
if your kid's doing that, you should go to jail for beating their ass. I'm just gonna say that. I wish I wish that would have been me. One of my kids would have posted something like that. Now
Yeah,
here it
that's
is, the
tough.
family unlocked that little girl, and see that it's some monsters out here. Some of them that's beyond bullying. That's straight up evil. But that's what happens when people let that fester.
That's tough right there, man. That's
Yeah, that was crazy, man. They and you tormenting the parent with that, talking about she taking a nap. All right, no problem. See, that would have been one of them black ski mask moves. I'd have been like, your little ass gonna have 4 broken bones. You're gonna be laying out somewhere. That's crazy.
yeah.
But anyway, we don't want to talk violence.
Nah, but it's like a different level of, because at one point I don't know where it changed that, but at one point, you know, if we was doing something wrong, when either it didn't even have to be like an adult. If somebody had an older brother or sister and they came around, you put your little cigarette away, your whatever you was doing, you tucked it away and hid it, or you know, stopped and helped the older lady up, you know, make sure she got way to her door and stuff like that. It's like these younger kids, like I don't want to sound like one of them, like these kids now today, but I see and I listen to what they saying. They not even checking for what's going on. They don't stop talking. They don't stop smoking their weed. They don't tuck it down. They don't even acknowledge the people walking by. They just continue doing what they doing. And as goofy as it is to have like a, you know, like an honor amongst thieves, there was something about, you know, us or people out there just kind of saying, you know, Miss Bombay is coming. Let's bring our
Yeah.
voice. Let's bring our
Yup.
voices down. Let's not
You
talk
would.
about what we talking about.
Yup. They wouldn't curse. They'd tip their hats. They'd speak. They'd hide the wine they drinking.
Yeah,
Shit. Them days gone.
way gone. Kids, kids will take you out right there with your baby in your arms and your mother next to you begging for your life. They are not playing out here. So
see, and we try, and when you come on and try to talk about the system, as far as I said, look, I ain't gonna get all religious. I'm just gonna say I remember reading a quote where he said, "He shall make evil fair seeming." Now I don't know where it came from. I can't quote the actual book, but I'm saying it actually has come down to that. It's almost like the more demonic, the more off the hook, the more crazy it is, the more acceptable it is with everything. It's like somebody came in and removed all the boundaries off. Like when you go into a classroom and you see the zoo that's going on. And I tell people, I say, man, they only want butts in the seats so they can get funding to enrich themselves. They don't care about your kids in them schools. Those kids are future prisoners. Prisons are on the stock exchange. They're publicly traded entities and they have to stay full. There are prison systems, I believe it's one in Mississippi, that tried to sue the state because there weren't enough criminals in the prison.
Wow.
That right there is what you call resident evil. So when you out here thinking it's cute with your kids, your daughters twerking, or that all of the music is toxic and terrible, all of it, they done took hip hop and just completely ruined it. It's all, to me, it's all part, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist, it's all part of the same process. It's like, yup, we setting you up. You're gonna be one of two things. You're either gonna be a field worker, or your ass is going to prison where you're gonna be making Venetian blinds for about 13 cents an hour, 18 cents an hour, overtime 39 cents an hour, and I'm gonna sell these products, and that's what it's designed to do. You know, now when I talk like this, and I hear a lot of people, a lot of channels, a lot of media that speaks on this subject, I always say take it to your own home, make sure your kids are good, make sure you're being the example. And I did tell people in the beginning of this live, I said, hey, one of your kids might slip through the cracks. It might just happen. One of them might end up in the system. It could happen. But do the best that you can, and don't be 50 years old on here doing the same F shit that your kids is doing. If you and your kids are on the same social media, in the same social media circle, something is wrong. Somebody got to be the goddamn parent at some point. So if you in there, you on your daughter's Facebook, y'all dressed just alike and twerking, you talking about my mini me. Well, who the hell's the damn mommy? Your mother?
Right.
Or she with her ass cheeks out in the club too, down at Melba's.
Yeah.
You know, I don't sitting on the bar. But you know, when I talk like this, I say, he preaching, he's self-righteous, he holier than thou. You know what? You can call me whatever you want. I just speak the truth. This is my truth. That's why this shit is called Truth Be Told. It's my truth. It don't got to line up with everybody else's. That's the point. You know, but and again, you know, I'm always trying to be humble. I always say, I'm right here with y'all. I'm here too. I'm a part of it too. Now, I ain't going to take all the blame. I ain't going to take all the heat for the whole failure of society. Hey, look, I done cranked out 6 of them. Most of them good. They all right. And then sometimes they just drift off the path a little bit and they get back on. You know, don't take it personal, because a lot of times, you know, you might want to curse your kids, disown them. Man, look, you know what killed me? We're the worst hypocrites, just like our parents was 10 times worse than us. You did all the same shit your kids is doing, and you act like you are so appalled.
We can't forget.
You found some weed in their book bag. You ready? Oh my God! You going in the army? You getting out of my house? Your ass was out there drinking, singing doo-wop, stealing your uncle's weed. You was watching the porno. You did everything.
Listen,
what makes you think your kid? And your kid, we had phones with cords on them. So, shit, if I had a cell phone, oh my, I'd have been up to 4 a.m. every night.
Listen, I can't imagine if any of my kids was doing what I was doing at any age, because I was just out there. And I'm thankful that I'm able to provide a life and a perspective, because I'm honest. I'm open and honest with my kids, even though they shake their head when I be like, yeah, that's what we was doing. And, you know, because my oldest 2 are daughters. So, you know, they like.
I was going to ask you that.
Yeah, my oldest is 31. She'll be 32 in November. And then I got a 16-year-old and a 6-year-old boy. But so he's more, the boy is more like, you know, he's still trying to figure out his way. He's still asking questions about everything. But my older 2, yeah, they like, Dad, really? Like, why would you? I'm just telling you what we was doing. And I'm extremely honest with them, but also while providing an atmosphere where they don't ever have to go through. That's what I do when I'm working so hard. If I'm always, I always say I'm working a lot. That's so they don't ever have to see the inside of a homeless shelter, a YMCA, a light turned off, a heat. Wake up with no. If we wake up with no hot water, it ain't gonna be because anything that is lacking. It's gonna be a mistake or some kind of break in the overall system, lights, all that. So that's what I'm doing for them. But I'm honest with them too. I'm telling them, look, man, get that work done now, because you don't want to be in your 50s still grinding like I am. And I'm not saying I don't live a comfortable life, but I'm still grinding because of all those experiences that I had. It's like never enough. That, and then, the 19 happened. It reminded me like, oh, this thing could all fall in a minute. So I'm like, my head is down, grinding, making sure my kids have everything they want and need. Also trying to give them life lessons, but we don't live too far outside of where I grew up at, so we drive through. So this is where I came from, and you could end up here or worse if you don't stay on the track. And so far that's been working, but it's an everyday thing. I'm not gonna be like, I'm good now. They know I'm gonna keep on putting that message in them.
So when your daughters started dating, you had a flashback to every cruddy thing you ever did. All the sneaking and the creeping, it all came back, didn't it? Because we all went through that. Went through that. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But I was good.
I was honest about it. I was honest about it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, here's what I was thinking at that point. I'm not saying he's thinking that, but I'm just going to tell you, as a teenager, here's what my goal was. Just keep that in mind. So if somebody telling you, you're the greatest thing ever, and they writing you, I don't know, it was text at that point. They would texting you all this stuff. Just keep in mind that, ask some questions, but I did it in a loving way, because ultimately, people, kids and people in general kind of need to see for themselves. So even if you say, like my oldest daughter, when she went to high school, I said, hey, just do me a favor. Like, if before you date, I need to get you in some kind of martial arts class. And like, because I want whatever goes on, I want it to be because you are okay with what's going on. Give me that. Okay, Dad. Probably within the first 2 weeks. Dad, this is boys. Like I said, you couldn't even let me get you in the martial arts class. But I knew that saying no, and he goes to the same high school with her, I knew saying no and telling her, like, you can't do that. I already knew it. That where that goes. We were on the other end of that when a girl told you, well, I ain't supposed to give my number out. I ain't supposed to. Well, just call me and I'll call you and let it ring once, and I'll do this. And you figured all these ways around it. So I already knew where that was going. So I just wanted to give them what somebody may consider wisdom, and then hopefully they made the right decisions, and then let them be who they're gonna be. But yeah, that was tough, man. My babies, come on, Doc. Come on, Doc.
I was a realist. I'm like, they had their I call them play dates, and I'm like, you can go over there, they can come over here, and I let the young man know, I would look him in the eye and say, bro, I know what the game is, but I'm going to be coming up and down these steps through this living room in intervals of 3 minutes, 12 seconds, 4 minutes, 3 seconds, 2 minutes, 11 seconds, 5 minutes, 16 seconds. I said, bro, I know the game, and you ain't going to win it over here. Now, I told this story before. I called over there when I dropped one off, and the dad over there looked at me, man, don't worry. I'm right here at the top of the steps. First of all, I was already like, yo, the basement. I'm like, bro, what is you doing? Right? He said, I'm right here at the top of the steps. And here it is. It's time to play date over. I go to call, and this Negro ain't answering the phone. I call her. There's no signal in the basement. I called him. I was driving. Boy, I was doing like 80 miles an hour. I get over there. I say, yo. He go, man, I'm sorry. I fell asleep. I say, yo, dude, when it's your daughter, you fall asleep.
Yeah,
man. I said, you know how much damage can happen in 8 minutes and 32 seconds. I start flashing back to I can say some shit on here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I remember the basement, and I would hold full conversations with your. Never mind, I can't really say, but let's say I was multitasking. we talking about the Baltimore Colts football, and I'm multitasking.
Listen.
So I already know. I'm like, I know my rule is you got to be in a public area. Number one, nothing went on, but it was just the fact. I'm like, bro, you can't be. All I said, man, I tell you what, look, if it was that situation where something would have happened, I say, yo, the baby and her be living with you. You know what I mean? Yo, falling sleepy ass.
Message received after that. Like, okay.
I said, man, don't you ever? I say, bro, then you go down there with him, sit in between them. Come on, man. You know the game. It's all good though. He was a fine young man though. He would have. Never mind. I'm on the air. I really like that young man though. I just like, man, where he at? And by the way, y'all, another news flash. They ain't never gonna pick the one you like.
Yeah, I got that out of my mind. I say, you know what? But you know what? Actually, my older daughter, like, her husband is a real good, solid dude. So,
yeah.
But I wasn't trying to influence her. Only time I would just, if there was something going on, and I'd tell her, listen, if it's something you need to tell me, let me know. Because, we ain't going, there's certain things that, look, an argument or a disagreement, that's natural. That's human nature. What I'm not going to have anybody putting their hands on you. You have to let me know about that. So don't worry about that. You could live the rest of your life comfortably, but I'm going to take that one on the chin because I'm not going to let that happen. So that's the only thing I would tell her, any young man, like, as long as you ain't putting your hands on her and like emotionally, like purposely doing stuff, then we good. But I don't expect you to be like tiptoeing the line and not, if you disagree with something, not voicing your opinion. I don't expect that. I'm not goofy like that. But I do expect you to, respect her a little bit more than just, if you consider her special, I expect you to treat her special.
Yeah, no doubt. And if you are, any of y'all listening, you do have daughters and they meet a man, if he's not 100%, that's your son-in-law, pull him to the side, give him some pointers, because a lot of times these young men are raised maybe not in the most favorable conditions, and you want that marriage to be a success. You might have to take them under your wing and tell them how to navigate through that relationship.
Right.
Because, again, we talked about the physical violence. I told all of them, I said, if it ever comes to that any time of day or night, hit me up or what have you. I don't foresee that happening, but I try to talk to the sons-in-laws, and a lot of times they're hard-headed. They don't. I'm like, look, man, you dealing with a woman, blah, 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 blah. Here goes some advice, this, and that. And sometimes they think they know everything. And and they find out. Then they want to call me, man, I'm saying I don't understand why she acting. Bro, didn't I try to tell you all that boss man shit you be trying to pull up? That don't work with no black woman. Stop pulling the Bible out. Stop quoting shit. They don't want to hear that. Well, you better quoting. You want, it say right here, bruh. Go talk to a pastor. He'll tell you. Ask him do him and the first lady live in the Bible. He'll tell you, man, you better put that book up. She don't want to hear that shit. Not when she got a point of view. You can try that. I say, dude, you thought you was gonna rule a woman with a book? Not happening.
Gonna happen.
But the lesson I did learn is this. I'm like, I gotta let all the kids, spouses, all of them live their own life. And that's to me, I said this before, the hardest part of parenting is watching them fall down, trial and error, because you want to just grab their hand. The biggest thing you always want to do is, I want to tell you this so you don't have to go through what I went through. But see, the thing is, if you didn't go through what you went through, you wouldn't be the parent that you are.
Right.
So the hardest part is watching them fall, watching your son business endeavor he's going into, and you like, that ain't gonna work. And you want to tell him, don't take your wife's money and go buy no t-shirt machine. Y'all gonna need that money. And all of a sudden the water heater go bad and he calling you, Dad, I'm saying they want $1,100. And I'm like, I told you the t-shirt, bro, you ain't figure out marketing, the strategy, nothing. these fly by night. I said, now I didn't teach you that. Don't do that. But sometimes you gotta sit. And the next thing you know, he knocking on your door talking about, she talking about she don't want me over there. And then you gotta be like, you know what I mean, bro? I told you, put the money, put the savings where it's supposed to be. I taught you all this. If you was going to do a business endeavor, you should have had your woman in on it with you, because I said your wife is your greatest asset. They have insights to things that you just don't see. I talk to clients every day, and they always say, "This sounds excellent, but I got to see what my wife say,
Right?
Because it makes sense." It's like I got to see what she say, because I you know what I tell them? I say you should, because she probably got some questions you didn't even think to ask yet.
Yeah,
and she's gonna help you. She's gonna help you. So she's your best asset. But then again, I get a lot of manly men. Sometimes they call up and they telling me they want me to sell off some shares of something, and I go, "Why are you doing this?" And he says, "I want it's something I want to get." I say, "What?" He goes, "72 Barracuda." I say, "Okay, so we building a hot rod." I say, "Hey, what's your wife? So your wife gonna get something?" I'll make a joke to bring her. He go, "Man, she buys stuff she gets stuff what she want." I say, "Dude, a pair of $800 Jimmy Choo boots is not a $40,000 hot rod project that you're gonna have to put another 25 into." I said, "You sure?" He like, "Man, I'm saying, it's my money. I mean, So I'm like, "All right, liquidate." Guess what? 2 days later, he's like, "Hey, is there any way I can get?" I'm like, "Dude, the share price went up $3 a share. You losing money." See, now you got to put that money back. I said, "Dude, all you had to do was call honey. What you think about the 72 Cuda?" She'd have probably told you better leave that goddamn stock right where it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yo, you don't make no major. You know what? It's funny. I had one of my children-in-law say to me, he say, "Man, I'm gonna do such and such." He say, You tell your wife before you do stuff like that?" I looked at him. I said, "Bro, you gonna call me crying in the next 6 months?" I said, "Dude, you can't make no major money move. You gotta tell a queen, even if she don't understand the transaction, you at least gotta say, I'm gonna move this, I'm gonna sell this gonna go here, that's gonna come back this way, blah 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 blah." And then it's either a yes or no. At least let her know what you're doing. You show up with a 69 Camaro if you want. Your ass gonna be sleeping on the back porch with your dog.
That's your bed right there.
Bro, stop playing. $40,000-$50,000 hot. What you having, a midlife crisis? And he was retired. That's why I said, "Bro, this is your retirement money. What is you doing?" But anyway, hey, a simple conversation. She might have said yes. You'd have caught on a good day. But hey, it is what it is. So anyway, as you can see, I'm on this weird. I'm surprised you found me over here.
I don't. The last couple of times I found you had, and I mean, it's been a little while since you've been over here, but it's been like at the tail end or or after you was done.
Yeah, I finally figured out how to post a link. I should have look all the stuff I should have did when I started, but I always check. I don't follow this sector schedule thing. Who's live? I just sit down, punch it up. It's going on. I feel like everybody got a different message. Most of the stuff that's going on, people are talking about the recent things that have happened around here with the exposures and who got caught, who failed as a parent, who's the best parent, who's whatever. So I felt like, what? I just got something to say for about an hour. I got some free time. Let me just go ahead and drop it. And this will play back and you'll see in the comments, they'll say, "Oh man, I missed this," or "Oh, that was cool," or what have you. Like I was saying earlier, a lot of people, they want different messages like yours. But of course, I seen some of the residents, haters / trollers / I'm hating from the beard on down, bro. Look, man, I be telling y'all know that ain't no troll move. Y'all be straight up. You wanna be that man? Be that. Grow your beard out. Shit, you can't grow one, glue one on.
I promise you, if you would have let your beard grow out a long time ago, I wouldn't even have to deal with this, because there was a bit of a live for you already. I would have been second coming of the beard, so a gray beard, so nobody would have cared about mine. It probably would have been like, he ducked the ball back. So
yeah, no doubt. I don't trust men without hair on their face. Yo, I'm nervous around y'all. I'll be like, why?
Yeah.
What's going on?
I can't do it. I don't have a chin. You ever seen Daffy Duck when he blew his beak off?
With his beak shot off?
Yeah. if you without my beard, I mean that's pretty much it. You know, because the lights and everything kind of lighten me up a little bit. I'm a little darker than the cameras tell you I am. So yeah, it'll definitely be you know, a sight to be seen. But yeah, I mean, you know, that's why I really wanted to come up because you know, just do your thing, man. I appreciate different voices and what I'm doing because I think I'm pretty much maxed out here. What I'm, you know, the growth that I'm gonna get here, and I'm in other places, but I don't really make my presence known. So I'm gonna start making my presence known in all these other places. I'm in gaming sectors. I'm in different racial sector. I'm in manosphere. Like I'm in all these places, but I'm just a chatter. This and then, if I'm honest, this place has given me the confidence to actually cam up and do content. Just watching a lot of you guys do it, so this place has given me that. But I'm gonna branch out, so there'll be like other people in the chat because I'm really looking to grow. I'm not into just kind of just doing stuff. If I do it and I put my time into it, I'm looking to grow it. So I'm just keep doing what you're doing, man. But you don't come out that often. So
nah, I don't. Again, as I explained, I took the other live down because I'm gonna move it over to this channel. I kind of like it. I'm just gonna download it there and upload it here. With the recent events, I always tell people, they like to say the word universe. I say cosmos because the universe is just one, not all the balanced universes. So the cosmos, I always tell people it's always messages you got to receive. A couple of months ago, there was a bit of an expose about me. And that couldn't have happened at a better time. I was dealing with some family stuff. The only thing is, unlike my brother Propane, I didn't come on here and, well, he didn't really get into details. I didn't even bother offering an explanation because it kind of goes back to what I said earlier. Would we care so much about what these people think or what they say?
right.
So I took it as a sign. I was like, bro, you literally are doing music. It's taking you 8 to 10 hours to produce a song, 2 or 3 hours to produce a video, all of this for no money, you know? And I said, while it give people a chuckle, it's taking up a maximum amount of your time. And then of course, at some point the music became weaponized. Now I ain't gonna lie. I'll go ahead and say this part out loud. There was an instance where there was a copyright strike given to an individual that had my music on their channel, and I laughed. I thought it was funny. Why? Because it was a great troll move. Now, again, there is some things I do consider trolling. That was a great troll move when you're in the middle of a sentence and your live gets shut off for something you didn't do. I thought it was funny, and I wrote the note. I said, oh my God, that shit was hilarious, right? Now, and then of course the individual answered. They made a statement back that I wasn't really in alignment with the statement. I just thought it was funny. I said, well, don't nobody really pay to use my shit anyway. So if you get shut down, you get shut down. You know what I mean? That was my statement. Now that I say it in that context, it sounds different from how it read. Now, right after that, this is what led up to my change of direction. Right after that, there was a young lady that took one of the songs and copyrighted it. And she shut down people's shit. Like, you know, what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Raw. She shut it down. Excellent troll move. I thought that shit was hilarious. Now, meanwhile, the whole time I'm laughing at all of this. Now, of course, I'm getting blasted too. They like, man, they using your shit. You ain't even saying nothing. I thought you was a stand-up guy. Yo, I'm finding this shit hilarious. When the girl did it, of course, the other individual is now, hey, I'm saying, if you would have copyright, it wouldn't have happened. Wait a minute. Whoa. You trolled somebody in the same way and you got trolled. To me, this shit's hilarious. But under all of that, I said, all right, y'all, we're now taking the music, we're weaponizing it, and that's not really what it's for, right? So I was good with that. On May the 5th, May the 10th, when I was dealing with some family shit, right? And I told everybody, that's when I started to kind of lose the flavor of the whole music thing. I was like, yo, I want to do something else. And that's when I said to everybody, I sent out emails. I said, if we have a project in progress, I can finish that. But from here, I'm going forward. I'm doing some other shit. I want to do my own shit. I want to do real music. That's why I put a couple of tracks on Spotify. I said, I want to do real music now because this sector shit, it ain't paying the bills. It's taking up too much time. It doesn't translate into anything else. Nobody knows what the hell I'm talking about. And that's a lot of goddamn work, right? So, of course, a few weeks later, that's when this expose comes out because I'm not being supportive or whatever the hell it is, even though nowhere in the contract does it say I'm going on tour with you. I got to come around and promote these singles and shit on every channel. Nowhere have I ever agreed to that. But what happened. And I'm thankful that it did, because what it said was, it says, now what you were wondering about what you should do is now here's the wake up call. So I shifted over to back into doing voiceover. So that's what I do all day. I think I auditioned 12 times today.
That's what's up.
You want to do at least 10 auditions a day on all sites. I got an ad on Fiverr. I put it on there for like $5 or some shit just to stimulate the algorithm before you put your real price on. I don't do shit on Fiverr. I haven't done anything on Fiverr per se. So I go to some of the pay to play sites. I hooked up with an agency out of New York. So they sent me 2 auditions today. Those are usually big brand names of shit or movie production houses and things like that. So that's what I do all day. It's some of it you get, some you don't get. You might do 20 and don't get 1. You just keep plugging. The more you do, the better you get. So I'm pretty quick at dropping a voiceover, 3 takes, editing the shit. I think in 15 minutes I can have one from start to finish, like edited, packaged up, MP3, sent. So that's what I changed my studio around in here. Right now I'm sitting where I had to change some of the acoustic treatment, add a cloud, move some things around, bass blockers, things like that. So all of the free time that I have is generally spent doing that. I just happened to catch a break because I had a couple of days off, which is why I've been online in chats, which is why I'm here now. I really love that voiceover stuff, man. I mean, I'm telling you, it's like some years ago, I trained in it back in like 18, 19, 17. I forgot when it was. I never did anything with it. And then I was just like, man, I'm bored. I want to do something. Let's be for real. I'm not really cracking into the music industry. It's flooded with nonsense. So I have the skill. I just wanted to do this. And this is actually paying me. Like, it's cool. You do something. It might be 30 seconds long. You can make it might be $500 or $600. If it's a national spot, it could be $1,500 to $2,000. You keep plugging. If you get a national ad, like I was telling y'all one time about my son's friend, little boy I watched grow up. He did a KFC commercial, $50,000. I was just like, I saw that. I said, I was doing voiceover when he was still in like 5th grade. And I said, that right there lit a fire. That's when I said all the cosmos lined up, from the music bullshit that went on, from the exposing, it just kind of all lined itself up and said, yo, you're going in the wrong direction. You entertaining the same group of people. And then on top of it, was a couple of things. It was like people started taking the music and, oh, let's talk about the lyrics and what about this and it's sexual and
yeah.
I'm in the back of my mind. I say the whole goddamn song in Spanish. Not one person translated the song to tell you what. If it's a song of a sexual nature, why wouldn't the video? Anyway, I didn't. To me, and that was more. And to me, that was more that behind the scene, judgmental, hateful bullshit. Like, I'm not doing shit, so I gotta fuck up what you're doing. Because ain't shit else to talk about, and the shark eats its own gut. So this same group of 40 people, we're all here in the same boat, but let's just keep tearing each other down and ripping each other apart. Like, that shit is cool. So my question to y'all, I'm going full circle. So what's going to happen when all these goofy ass trolls hiding behind the scenes chew up everybody in your sector? Then what? Who's left? Because ain't nobody doing uploads no more. Ain't nobody putting up fun, entertaining shit no more. It's just a whole bunch of exposing to ain't nobody left. I told you that shit don't have no longevity. And I'm not sitting around here for 8. I'll be goddamn, I'm gonna sit around here for 10 hours producing some shit, don't make a nickel. And you got fools that'll go 3 hours on the live just talking about dumb shit and kick you off the panel, $50, $100. Yo, now I don't sound like your boy from up the way that always hating, talking about, and he didn't get a cash app, and she didn't get a cash app. That's not me. That's not what I'm saying. I don't need the cash apps because I have a salary, right? But my point is that I would say this to any of you: don't spend 10 and 11, 12 hours doing anything that's not productive. Now, I really love doing music. But like I said, the signs were on the wall. It just says, yo, it's time to do something else for a little while. And over this last weekend, I was sitting back thinking, I said, man, I miss making songs. Like I really do. I couldn't come up with nothing. And there's been a ton of material in the last month. But I told myself, I said, do I really want to sit there and spend 8-9 hours doing a song about 30 that only 30 people are going to get or understand? And I just said, no, it's not worth it. Matter of fact, I didn't even talk about it. I alluded to the idea of exposing and all these things, but like what I said, let's talk about the wisdom in all of this. When you know a person, and you can look into a person and truly know them. So in other words, y'all, if I know just by looking at you, or if you said I had a rough childhood, I had 2 abusive parents, I went hungry a lot, my mom's boyfriend used to put cigarette butts out in my back. I don't know, whatever went on. I would have to believe that all of that trauma has led you to be the person that you are today. And the wisdom dictates that if you're acting out in a certain way, the wisdom dictates that I should not act in kind to what you're doing, but simply understand and move accordingly. So you're not going to get retaliation. You're not going to get me putting you down. You're not going to get me cussing you out. I just take things as it's a sign. There's signs everywhere. The sign telling me move into something else where you can make some money. And that's what I did. I ain't got no regrets. I'm not mad. I'm not upset. I'm not like that homeboy. Why y'all giving him a cash app and not me? I'm not on that shit. And I lost money, doing this shit. I lost some money. So right then and there, and in reference to everything that went on, y'all, at the end of the day, because I saw some of these lives going around, the whole Bombay, I told you so, and that's what you get. You always, that shit was hilarious. But I don't know why I guess it's content because you ain't got shit else to talk about. But at the end of the day, what I engaged in was a business transaction. And to me, I don't give a damn. You could talk about my mom and the porn she did in 1975. All right. I don't care about shit like that. You can expose her all day. I do care about business transactions. I take that shit serious. To me, that's like you dox my kids. If there's an exchange, there's a contract, there's an understanding, and that shit goes awry. So please, that's the reason why I don't go on panels talking about all that, because I don't want to hear when these dumbasses pop up talking about, you think y'all could make up, it could be a piece, it could be, man, if y'all don't sit your goofy ass down with that, always talking about a goddamn piece. Man, go make peace with your daughter you don't talk to. That you kicked out because she got pregnant, homeboy, instead of telling some online people how they got a kumbaya and shit. Kumbaya, run me my damn money. I mean, I wish nobody said that. I wish somebody would come to me, a business. Okay, so guess what? You don't pay your Con Edison bill and your light's about to get cut out. Do you, you just go to there and piece it out, that keep your lights on? No, it won't. So that's where I'm at with that.
Not gonna happen.
I do business. Business is business. Okay, I don't care about all that dragging, all the lives, the after effects, how all the ops went to the panel and shit. Wait a minute, y'all just hated each other 5 minutes ago, but now you over there cause I'm in the hot seat, or Kip in the hot seat. Now y'all buddies now. Hey, go ahead with all that shit. I told you at the end of the day, I see right through you. And now look, everybody done got exposed. All of the key players, all that shit done came tumbling down. All of you were exposed. Now we know it's a lot more pieces of shit out here rolling around. And like I thought, now I understand why you are who you are, why you did what you did. I completely get it. Everybody telling me you should have known. You should have known how. Hey, look, now here's the thing. I will never, like, for instance, if me and you do business, I will never come on here and divulge the terms of the business as far as saying you have a line of credit, this, you were delinquent by this much. I will never do that publicly because that's business. I will never expose nothing like that,
Right.
That's how I conduct business. When the business deal goes awry, I just don't deal in business anymore. Or I take it as, what is the cosmos showing me? And the cosmos said, you have other talents. You need to do the things that you love to do that can become lucrative. Go do something else. And here we are doing something else. a lot of these things are political ads, though. I said, man, some of this shit I don't even want to say, but guess what? I said it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if you're gonna lend your voice, I guess you can kind of say what you want to lend your voice to. But I mean, if you dipping your toe in it now, and you're gonna make it a profession, the messaging is not necessarily the important thing until you get like super established. Then you can kind of pick and choose. You want to get your foot in the door, man. Do what you need to do to get your foot in the door, and then from there, once you can pick and choose your projects, then you can, and it is not a shot at our age, but if you were in your 20s, then I would say, yo, just be picky, whatever. At this point, you doing something you passionate about. I always thought that you had a good voice. You speak different languages and stuff like that. And musically, yeah, phenomenal. So, I mean, those things, you love doing those things and you can get paid for them. Why the F not?
Yeah. And it's not, I had to think about it because there was a couple of ads I had to do. And I said, my political views has nothing to do with this. I'm just a voice and my face isn't on it. But I'm gonna tell you something though. Speaking of that music, the sector, what was those things I did? Those ones we were all on together.
Oh, the was it
symphonies? Yeah, the symphonies. Those were some really nice projects. People, I would love it if we all could come together and do some real things, projects, real content, real panels. And when I say panel, I don't mean you coming on with the shit from 4 years ago, still yelling the same stuff, or your hard-edged, one-sided views of things, but really coming on, having a conversation and building. Not coming on with your pain. Don't come on hating all black women because you had your heart broke twice. I mean, coming on having adult conversations. And that's, believe it or not, my message is for everybody pretty much 40 and up when I speak, because I think we can do a lot better. We can do more, not better. I don't want to say, we can do more. We're capable of doing a lot more. There's a lot of talented people here. There's a lot of things you can do that's fun. We don't always have to come on ripping and tearing each other up every day. Don't get me wrong. The roasting, sometimes hilarious. Definitely there's a place for that too. I've been calling. I'm just calling for balance. I love when people say, I remember you used to say that. You kept telling us, hey, bro, I seen the writing on the wall. I see what we used to do in 2019. It was, everybody had fun. It was stimulating conversation, both sides of the argument. It wasn't a lot of doxing going on. Some people were engaging, but it wasn't so bad. And people were making money. People got money.
Yeah.
So anyway, man, been cruising a cool 90 minutes. Not bad. This channel doesn't have the following. I'm going to build it up. I'm going to keep coming back, talking my stuff. I didn't go into a whole lot of this particular sector stuff. I mean, we've heard it all week. I just feel like, again, if anybody had came up and talked about it, I would have just let it rock out. But I listened to it, and it's really some of it saddens me to hear. Look, we're all parents. We're all doing the best that we can. I would give this advice, and I'm gonna say this because I said this before in a live a year or so ago, and actually somebody tried to challenge me. And I'm gonna say this, ladies and gentlemen, you're all parents, right? The mom is no more of a parent than the father is. Any one of you can raise your children. However, if you come to a point in your life where you can't hold on to your kids, or they would be far better off in a different situation, don't be selfish and place them into that situation so they can thrive. That's what I'm going to say on that. So sometimes it just comes, it goes like that, and ain't no shame in that. If you got to give them to your mom and she's stable, whatever, you maybe you're on drugs, maybe you're chasing the wrong man, you're in an abusive situation, drop them kids off so they can be okay. If you made mistakes as a parent where you've had some downfalls, you missed a couple of steps, man, don't wallow in that. Pray about it, or meditate, do whatever you got to do, and try to get right with your kids so you can be in your grandkids' life. Maybe you did screw up the whole generation. Be there for the grandkids. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I really feel about all that. That's what I got to say about it. Meanwhile, deal with your pain, and don't let your pain bring you on the internet every day to beat up on other people to make yourself feel better. It's a temporary drug. It's very expensive. And ultimately, all it's going to do is leave you in depression. Any final words from you, brother?
Just trying to be better today than I was yesterday, and I'm gonna continue to do that each day. Appreciate you for having me up. I always appreciate. I know, you may feel like you get pushback, but there needs to be other voices for these conversations, and I'm gonna continue to do what I do. I'm gonna continue to have conversations. Like I said, I'm gonna reach out to other sectors and other people, because we know there's a lot when you do those projects, there's a lot of talent here. And I'm going to keep encouraging people regardless of, what gets said about me. I have a lane that I'm going to stick to. Doesn't mean I'm not going to laugh and joke with everybody, because I'm going to laugh and joke. I enjoy a good, like Doc said, I enjoy a good roast. I enjoy the laugh, even if it's at my own expense. I don't have no problem with that. But my last message was run your own race. I appreciate you, Doc, for always running your own race, even if it means every now and then you got to jump up and cuss somebody out. I seen it. It's proof. It's out there. Doc gets down.
Once every 3 years, I do that.
Hey, listen, he gets down. It's like, what's like Jeepers Creepers? He come out, eat a couple of bodies, and then go back into hibernation. So with that, appreciate you, brother.
All right, man. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you helping me hold it down.
All right, bro. Appreciate
All right. So, all right, y'all, let's go ahead and take the lights down. Can y'all get those lights down up on the mezzanine? And again, I personally want to thank you all that were here. The very few there was. Understand I don't go live often, and I didn't go live on the main channel. It's cool. This is where I'm going to be doing it from now on. I appreciate you coming through. I appreciate you on the replay. Sometimes some things come off, I say, a little bit harsh. Hey, it is what it is. Not here to hurt anybody's feelings. Only trying to find, deep reasoning and a way out. And this is a solutions-based platform. So I'm going to give it all I got. Hopefully you took something away from this. And again, I leave you with words of peace and love. Namaste.